what's really concerning for me, because the issue of mass graves being found, it's not something that's new. In 2012, Bosnia Herzegovina, we remember mass graves are found there. And I think the most recent one, 2022, in Ukraine, mass graves were found, and Russia was immediately held accountable for it. And there was a very swift response, from international bodies like the ICC, to bring, those perpetrators accountable. But it doesn't seem the case with Israel. The UN is urging for an investigation, when the UN themselves are an overseeing body of the ICC and the ICJ. So it's like, why does it seem like when it comes to Palestine, the issue of justice is a different one, but in Ukraine in 2012, it was less than a month, after those mass graves were found, and then just like that, there were sanctions against the state of Russia, and it was all over the news, and the soldiers and the commanders that were responsible for it were named, shamed, and they were made accountable for those actions.
And rightly so.
Yeah,
and rightly so.
Why do you think it's such a different story, when it comes to Palestine, when it comes to the actions of the United Nations, the ICC and the ICJ, in, making sure that Israeli occupying forces are held accountable?
Why is like, the answer is rooted in racism. Like, it took the entire world 5 days of Russian attacks on Ukraine to cut Russia out of everything. Whether it's sport or the World Monetary Fund, or to cut Russia completely. And now we're not talking about 5 days of genocide. Now we are getting into the 7th month of ongoing genocide. We are being asking for the international community, the International Court of Justice is, investigating genocide as genocide is going on. Now, why there is a norm that was established in the international community as early as of May 1948, which is like the state of Israel. All what it needs to provide us with is their justifications and explanation of criminal behavior, and that's enough. You see it, like, you can read reports, like, for every single Israeli crime carried out in Palestine from 1948 up until today. The constant thing, the common thing that is happening is that when we demand Israel to investigate itself, that's enough. Why? It's pure racism. The state of Israel is a criminal regime that is backed by westernized powers and westernized governments. Like, for them to hold the state of Israel accountable is betrayal to their racist norms, betrayal to their racist behavior, betrayal to their colonial past, betrayal to what they themselves, as Western politicians say, betrayal to, like, their values. The state of Israel shares common values with the United States. So, like, the answer for why is rooted in racism. Now, when I ask a racist politician, a defender of Israeli criminal behavior, whether it's in Germany, the United States, Canada, and so on, to give me a different version that does not include racism, then they are spinning the facts. Up until today, like, I do not know if you pay attention to press releases coming from the White House every single day during this genocide, is that we are asking our Israeli partners to conduct an investigation, and we're waiting for the facts.
That's very hypocritical. Very, very hypocritical.
That's racist, dear. Like, hypocrisy is practiced behavior in the street. There's no hypocrisy when it comes to politics. There's racism, support and defense of criminal behavior, or exposure of criminal behavior. We don't have that. Like, we don't have that because the westernized world will continue to provide support for the state of Israel, not because of its criminal behavior, but despite of its criminal behavior. So once again, like, those calls for investigating the obvious is only a chance to provide protection for the criminals who conduct those obvious crimes, and to enable them to go on and on and on with it. And Israeli criminals did not fail, Western leaders. They do exactly that. Like, we will never be held responsible for murdering one Palestinian, and we will not be held responsible for murdering more than 34,000 people and keeping more than 30,000 victims under the rubble of their own homes.